Hello everyone. Right, I'm really sorry, I don't know what's going on with that live video feed at the moment, but anyway, I thought it's probably better that I just record it on my phone and then post it onto the page later, so then you're not missing any of the demos. So basically all I've done is I've taken the sentiment piece that we stamped and embossed and I've matted it onto some of the white pearl card, and then all I'm going to do is just arrange the flowers into the corner like so. So I'm just going to use my glue gun just to stick these down. Really what you could be doing as well if you wanted to is if you had our Sprigs and Twigs stamp and die set, okay, you could be die cutting some of those out and maybe tucking them in behind. I haven't actually got those with me today, so I'm not going to show you those, but to finish that card off, literally all I would probably do is add a little bow into the corner and some foliage behind the flowers, and then you can see how beautiful that would then look. Okay, so that was that project that I really wanted to show you today, but I did also want to show you another little project as well. So the Facebook Live did end a little bit too soon, but I'm going to show you this other one as well. So I'm going to demo this one. Okay, so we're going to be using that fabulous the trellis die, and we're also going to be using the beautiful paper pads again. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to start off with a piece of the dark blue pearl card from the paper and card stack. Okay, and then what I'm going to do to start with is I'm going to take my chisel tip glue pen. Now our new chisel tip glue pens have a really strong glue in them, so what I've been finding is with the glitters such as Silver Crystal, which is one of the new Sparkalicious ones, you can actually use it to edge with and it sticks, okay, to the new glue pens. So these fabulous glue pens are due in stock again very soon, okay, so we shouldn't be waiting too much longer. They are literally on their way, so please do sign up to the newsletter, and as soon as these land you will receive an email. So we're just going to work around adding our glue onto each side, and then we're going to cover that. Like so. Okay, where I've gone a little bit off track there, all I'm going to do is just go in with my nail and just push that back a little bit. Okay, just wondering if I zoom out a little bit on my, oh no, it's a bit too far, we'll zoom back in. There we go. Okay, so you can see how that's then just edged around the edge of that piece of card, and that Silver Crystal glitter is absolutely gorgeous. It's such a pretty colour. So I'm going to pop that to one side, and then we're going to get on with our base card. So to build our card up, I've got an 8x8 card blank, and I've got a little bit of PVA glue, so I'm just going to stick this down onto my base card. So just a little bit of glue, then I'm going to place that down and press. Okay, and you can see how that then comes really nicely together. Okay, and then what we're also going to do is we're going to take our mirror card and we're going to stick this down onto our card blank. So to do that, again, I'm just going to use a few foam pads just to add a little bit of dimension and build that up. Here we go. Okay. You can see how nicely this all works together. So we'll just pop a few foam pads on here. Okay, so we'll just quickly take the backs off here and then place that down onto our card. Okay, I've then taken a piece of the more pale blue from the pearl paper and card stack, and I'm going to stamp and emboss the snowflake all over the background on here. So to do that, I'm going to take my snowfall background stamp, and I'm also going to use an anti-static bag to start with. I'm going to just give this a little dust over with my anti-static bag, and then I'm going to take my clear embossing ink pad and I'm going to ink up my stamp. So we've got lots of tapping all over the image. And then we're going to place this down on our cardstock and press. So we want firm, even pressure. All over the stamp. Then we're going to lift that off. And then we're going to use opaque bright white super fine to heat this up. It's going to go onto there. Pop that embossing powder back into the jar. Now, because I'm quite a confident stamper, so what I'm going to do is I'm not going to heat that. I'm just going to reline it up. And then I'll heat it all together at the end. So I'm just going to hover and then press. So we want firm, even pressure. All over the stamp. I'm going to sprinkle that over. And then I'm going to stamp that tiny last bit at the end as well. Okay, so I'll just grab my stamp again. I'm re-inking every time because we're embossing. I'm going to place that down and press. And then lift that off. Okay. So you can see how nicely that's then all started to come together. And then we're going to heat this up. So to do that, I'm going to pop my embossing powder back into the jar to start with. And then, just so I had a bit of a thumbprint somewhere. So I'll just take the paintbrush and just dust that away. Like so. I'm going to heat this up. So all I'm doing is holding my heat gun still. As soon as that powder melts and changes, I'm just moving it over the heat gun. Moving it over the image, sorry. There we go, and then you can see how we've got that beautiful background. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to stick this onto my card with some foam pads. So just grab those in again. So just take a few foam pads onto the back of here, like so. Okay, and we'll take the backs off of those. Okay, and that's going to get stuck onto my card blank, like so. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take the trellis die. So what I've done is I've die cut, I can pick it up. Oh no, struggling with my nails. Today's just not been my day, has it? There we go. Right then, so I've taken the trellis die and I've cut the first one out and I've cut that out hole. Okay, I'm really conscious that this camera is not straight, but we'll just roll with it, guys, I think today. So I'm going to take this one, I'm going to stick it down flat onto my base card. So I've just cut that outer frame of the trellis die. on there. Let's get the backs taken off. Okay, and let's stick that onto the front of our card, like so. Okay, what I've then done is I've taken my trellis die. Now I've got a little secret. I've got some silver crystal glitter in one of my giant tubs, so I'm actually going to use that for this project rather than the little container. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my trellis die and I'm going to take this super sticky chisel tip glue pen. I'm going to just colour right up to that edge with my glue pen. And I'm going to cover it with my silver crystal glitter. And you can see that glitter is just absolutely gorgeous. It looks so pretty when you get it on your projects. And it's like a silver, but it's got like a warmth to it, which I really like. It's really lovely, and I think especially for your Christmas projects and things, this is just going to be fabulous. So again, we're just going in our chisel tip glue pen and covering our shape like so. Cover that with my glitter. Okay, and you can just see how fab that then looks. It makes it look really pretty and delicate. Okay, so oops, what I'm then going to do is I'm going to get rid of that scrap paper because it's a bit grey now. I'll add a couple of foam pads just onto the back of here. Like so. Place this down onto our card blank. Just going to get stuck onto there. And then what I've done is die cut two of the little frames out from the centre, so I'm going to stick those down as well. Just put a foam pad in the middle of each of those, and then this would just be ready for a sentiment. Okay. So that would then be ready for your sentiment in the middle. And then what I've done is I've taken some of the glitzy snowflakes and I've just stamped and embossed a selection of these onto the different blues. So what I thought was we can just build a couple up, so we can maybe have a bigger one there, and then we could maybe have like a medium sized one here, a little one there maybe. Okay, and then what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to bling them up a little bit. So to do that, I'm going to use my Dries Clear PVA glue, and I'm just going to go in and just on the tip of here just add a little dot of glue. Okay, and then I'm going to cover this with my silver crystal glitter. So you can see how I've just put a tiny little bit of glitter just on the tip of there. I'm going to do exactly the same with this smaller one here. So just adding the glue just onto the tips of the snowflake there. Okay, and then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to grab my little bling box in, and I'm going to use some little bling stones. I'll just stick these down into place. This is just a nail art tool that I'm using to pick them up. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll stick them together first. So if we use a foam pad to stick them down. Again, if I was doing this properly at home, what I would have done is just allowed them to dry a little bit. So I basically like offset it a little bit. I'm just going to go in, add a little dot of PVA glue just under there. I'm going to use my little bling stones and just stick these down into place. Oops. Like so. So we'll just add these in. So just work around adding your jewels in. Add some more under here. Use a couple. Pop a larger one in the middle, and I'll use a smaller one as well. So you can see how you can just build these little snowflakes up like so. Okay, you can see how pretty that then looks. You can see why we called it the glitzy snowflake as well now, can't you? So we can pop that on to the side there, maybe it's just with a foam pad. Or double, maybe do like a double layer of foam pads just to give it a little bit more of a lift. Couple of foam pads onto the back of there, like so. And then all I would do is do exactly the same with the other two snowflakes. Just position them at the bottom and add your sentiment to the middle. So I'm so sorry that today's Facebook Live didn't go according to plan, but those were the little demos that I had planned to show you. So I really hope you've enjoyed them today. Unfortunately, there won't be a stamp along next week, but just keep an eye on the page because we've got loads of inspiration coming up, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye everyone.